just an ass, and in time this too shall pass. I'm not an addict, I'm just an ass. Geri Petito taught the class. I'm not an addict, I'm just an ass. Love's the answer, the greener grass. I'm not an addict, I'm just an ass. One day at a time, free at last.
When you don't know just what to do,
Just what to do, just what to do.
if what you're feeling is really true,
Is it really true? Is it really true?
just keep your ideas safe and sound.
Safe and sound, safe and sound.
That's exactly how change is found.
Change is found, change is found. I'm not an addict, I'm just an ass. And in time this too shall pass. I'm not an addict, I'm just an ass. Geri Petito taught the class. I'm not an addict, I'm just an ass. Love's the answer, the greener grass. I'm not an addict, I'm just an ass. One day at a time, free at last.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Geri Petito Show on Hamilton Radio. Everyone and anyone out there who knows me knows I am the author of I'm Not an Addict, I'm Just an Ass. I'd rather be a smart ass than a dumbass. Because, guys, 30 years ago I was a dumbass, but through the grace of God, I can honestly say He saved my life 30 years ago. We have to start looking at addiction differently. We have to start telling ourselves we are not powerless, not over anything. We have to start there, guys. Okay? I am a recovery coach. I'm a nutritional health coach. I am here to help save lives. Guys, if anyone reaches out to me today, please reach out and know somebody is always there listening. Okay? My services to you are free. Having said that, today we're doing something crazy and different. We've got two cameras on us, so you might see me looking over there, you might see me looking over there. Okay, guys? This is so cool. Do you know who I have in-house with me here at
Do you know who I am?
Do you know who he is? Okay, we have a legend, baby. HAL KESHNER right here on the Geri Petito Show, live in studio.
Geri Petito right here on Hal's Piano Lounge on Facebook.
We're doing something cool together here. So tell everyone about HAL's Piano Lounge and your story a little bit.
Okay, my piano seems to have died out here.
Okay, so we have no sound.
Wizard Ruben gotta hit me live, get me back off the mute there. Please. Please.
Okay, I think I have.
Yeah. So I've been playing and stuff for seems like forever since I was like that and playing piano and taught myself a lot, got a lot of lessons. My mom is a fantastic musician and actually a legendary person in her own right because she is one of the first women conductors.
That's so
cool. And she made it happen on her own, made it happen. So I just had music all around me all the time. My dad sung in chorus. He was a great artist, and just passed recently. It got what sound coming out of a? Oh my God, where's that coming out of?
Out
I'm
of
getting
yours.
my voice out of my delay. How's that? How can that be? It can't be. How can that be? It can't be coming out of me.
Okay, talk.
All right. Is that better? Okay, that's better. Anyway, all that being said, I was just one of these kids that was able to just hear something and play it, and I've always been that way. I could just hear something. And
So your mom was one of the first conductors. Is that what you said?
One of the first women conductors.
Yes.
Yeah, she went to conservatory, did the whole thing, and led choruses and symphonies and etc. And is still a voice teacher in Suffern, New York now. Just moved from Arizona, and does her stuff online. Teaches people in California and anywhere because she knows all the techniques of the classical voice technique.
I have a silly question.
Yeah.
So your mom does this?
Yeah.
Okay, so whenever, growing up, and I would see conductors and everybody sing, and I would be like, what's the point? Because in my mind, all I saw was the same thing like this.
Yeah.
So,
Okay, so
tell me.
all right. So being a lefty, it's a little. I'm back. Whatever, But I don't want to get you. Oh, you said back ass words, yeah.
Yeah.
Right, but
Yeah, we can say ass.
You can
that's
say
it.
ass. You can say tuchus too, right?
Okay, yes.
Thank you. I'm back ass words. But so like if you go 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3. So they 1, 2, 3, so they can everybody stays together. And with this hand, usually it's backwards. It's the other hand.
Okay.
This one you give the expression. You down, up, a little louder, a little softer. Come in now.
Gotcha.
Stop.
Okay, cool.
Cut it.
Very cool.
And so it's a lot of body language. When I lead bands for doo-wop shows, I mean, I'm nodding my head. I'm going, moving. I'm there. I'm moving all. But it's all. The whole thing is to show people's communication. You want every musician. All they want is a fair break. They want someone to tell them when they have to do something, so that they're not left out there hanging dry.
Gotcha.
All right. And so that is the music director has got to pull that together, communicate everything, and make sure everyone knows we're all pulling together on the same team, and then get the expression and get the juice out of the music. So, like,
Gotcha.
I just did something on Saturday night. I was up in New Bedford, Massachusetts, and there's a wonderful promoter up there. His name is Todd Baptista, who studies the music and knows all about all the old doo-wops and everything, and put on the first show in like 2 years at this old place called the Zeiterion, has 1,000 capacity. They drew maybe about, I didn't give them 700, which is pretty good for COVID times. And they could probably, they'll do more in the future, but I was up there with the Chantels and Kid Kyle, and
Very
leading they have a band leader up there, but since I
Seen you in action, and the music just takes over you.
Thank you. Exactly.
It's amazing.
Yeah, it does. And that's when I'm in my happy zone.
Yes.
That's when I tell you what happened after the show. I wish there was. I know that there are videos out there somewhere in the internets. The singers went back to the hotel from all the groups, and the Chantels had put out some food in the hotel lobby. I said to one of the bass singers, Bill Prawn, I said, I think I should go up and get this keyboard. It's in my hotel room. He said, "Yeah, go get it." So
Talk a little closer.
yeah, go get it. So next thing I knew, till 2 a.m., you had all these singers singing everything, and I was just taking the requests.
Oh, that's so
and,
cool.
oh my God! And this was like my happy zone. I was so happy,
Right.
just letting them. When it was like washing us away. It was just fantastic. And so when I do my show, and you do your show as a public service, and so do I.
I know that.
Okay, but for different reasons, but pretty close. Like when I started Hal's Piano Lounge on Facebook on the Hal Keshner page.
I love it.
I was out in Arizona. I was out there with my parents, and I was helping them with some stuff, and then COVID hit, and I was stuck out there. And like in Goodfellas, when they say, I ask yous to leave nicely, now yous can't leave.
That's right.
Well, I couldn't leave. That was it. Everything was shut down. I was in Arizona for 3 months, and I knew that all my friends were in New York and New Jersey and wherever, and they were shut up in their apartments. They couldn't go anywhere. I said, I got to bring something, music, nature, and I did. And I set up, got this keyboard, and I got a little guitar, all Amazon stuff, and set up and walked through the desert and showed them, and played a few tunes and whatnot. And then it just kept going because what happened was people were like, hey, I started to get messages. I need this. People were calling me saying, thank you. I was like, really? Wow. Well, I guess I'm onto something. So so you know that was so it's the same way like there's people out there that need what you have to say.
You're right.
What you have to give. And I know there's people out there
That's right.
that need what I'm doing. And it's not like I'm, like any super special, whatever, but I got something, and I know that what I got is something I got to give.
I want to say something about what you guys do, musicians, because everyone knows this was probably the toughest year and a half that most of us have ever experienced, and a lot of people were stuck in their homes, and everyone knows who the essential workers are, so props to them. Okay, thank you, everybody. But musicians, you guys are as well, because a lot of people were so depressed, and the music kept them going. So I want to thank all of you.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah, thanks.
It's the truth.
Give
It's
some
the
love
truth.
to the band and
the truth.
the singers and everything. Yeah,
the truth.
absolutely right. It's
So-
true. It is true. It is true. Yeah.
So before we let you play a little something here,
Yeah,
I have a question.
Yeah.
So you've probably played with everyone. I mean, you've been with some heavy hitters, man. Give us a few names.
Oh, I don't know.
I know there's so many. I know.
I mean, I started. I've always been playing, and I was in rock and roll bands and stuff. Props to the Renegades, Paramus High School. That's
Yes.
what I'm talking about. And wrote a few musicals and a few this and that. And then somewhere around the end of the '80s, I wound up getting involved with the Bronx doo-wop groups. And I started with a group called the Exhilarations. And at that point, we were doing a showcase, and Arthur Cryer and Gene Tompkins, who were with Lillian Leach and the Mellows, came to the showcase. And they had their silk jackets on. They said, hey, you want to be our band? And so I was like, okay. So what happened was they did some promotion and did some concerts. Some of them were successful, some of them weren't. But, I got to meet a lot of the originals. And, I love working with so many groups. And the Orioles, the Five Keys. I wound up then working for Ronnie I at UGHA as his regular piano player. And so I was doing all his albums and brought in. I was working with the band they had there, which was Danny Beagleman on guitar, Johnny Gale on bass, and the drummer. Oh my God, I'm flaking out. And I brought in the great Danny Patiris on saxophone, who has. I'm trying to write his life story because he has a story to tell. The man is 90 years old, and he's lived two lives: one in San Francisco as a musician, and one in New York as a musician. So we're trying to get that together, but we had ourselves some time, and then Ronnie passed, and things kind of changed quite a bit. But I'm back now at Lead East, and it looks
Yep.
like I'll be there for a while.
and that's where I got to hug you, man. Lead East.
There you go. There you go.
Okay.
Yeah, you come running out of the audience.
That's right.
And the sound man is like, who is this person? What are they trying to do?
Yes, yes.
Are they trying to give him a card to ruin my business? No,
No.
everything's cool. Don't worry
Yes.
about it. Don't worry.
And here we are.
Yeah, and here we are.
This is so cool.
I'm loving this. I really
This
am.
is so cool. Let's do it. Give us some stuff.
Oh, yeah. Well, first I got to play the theme music. Welcome to Hal's Piano Lounge on the Geri Petito Show, the Jersey Show.
So cool. He's making me famous, guys.
You're make me famous.
Oh.
We got to do like Sal Gulanaza does,
Oh,
like that.
Sally J.
Like that.
That's it.
Okay, I'll start with something mellow. You shake my nerves and you rattle my brain. Too much of love drives a man insane. You broke my will, what a thrill. Goodness gracious, great balls of fire. I thought of love and I thought it was funny, but you came along and moved me, honey. Changed my mind, love sure is fine. Oh, goodness gracious, great balls of fire. Sure feel good. I said, hold me baby. I wanna love you like a lover should. You're fine, so kind. I wanna tell the world that I'm losing my mind. Yeah, shaking news out of my thumb. I get real nerve, but it sure is fun. Wee baby, you drive me crazy. Goodness, Jerry, great balls of fire. Me crazy, goodness a crazy, great balls of fire. Goodness a crazy, great balls of fire. Goodness a crazy, great balls of fire. Goodness a gracious, great balls of fire.
I love the mellow tone. I love
Mellow,
it.
a little mellow. Mellow it out a little
That
bit.
is so great.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. My battery-powered keyboard. I love this thing. It takes 6D batteries. It
That is
as
so
long as I got a hardware
ridiculous.
store, I can go on. It'll be the side of. I'm gonna be. I got a live thing. I got a free live public Hal's Piano Lounge coming up on Saturday in South Orange in the band shell right by the train station on Sloane Street from 3 to 5. Anyone can come down, request songs, throw tomatoes, whatever they want to do. Bring me slices of mustard pizza.
Yes. That's so funny.
Whatever. And so I'm inviting all y'all on Hamilton and Hal's Piano Lounge, everything. You got the two. Come on down. It's free, and join me there. We'll have ourselves a little bit of fun. Well, thank you for having me.
This
I
is so
appreciate it.
cool. I'm actually on Hal's Piano Lounge.
You're in Hal's Piano Lounge,
This
and
is
I'm on
so
the Geri
cool.
Petito Show.
I mean, but this is too cool, man. Come on.
I'm loving it.
Oh my gosh.
Love it.
So, all right. It's question time, baby.
Uh-oh, look out. Hit it.
So,
Question number 1.
here we go. I am a huge, all right, let's just say this. Music is a must for you to keep your joy, especially if it's Elvis, baby, because Elvis is my boy. So, come on. You love Elvis?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, I love Elvis. And he did a lot, and he had a great voice, and he was kind of, I think, kind of squished by the system. I think
Yes.
that he had a lot more soul that could have come out, and everywhere you looked, people were giving him advice and telling him you can't do this and you should do that, and it's kind of a drag to see what happened with that natural talent and how it kind of got all
Yeah.
turned around. But yeah, he was quite the man.
And it's really funny because I always say this, like, my granddaughter is 6, and I've brainwashed her.
Your granddaughter?
My grandson.
You're killing me here.
My grandson is 20, and his sister is 6. And
Okay.
his name is Christian. So I brainwashed my granddaughter years ago when she was probably 2. So if you say, Aria, who's the cutest boys? She'll say, Elvis and Christian. And then if you say, who's the best singer? Elvis. And it's funny because everyone still knows Elvis, even little kids. There's cartoons about him. It's really incredible. And you want to play me something?
Yeah, I'll do you a little mellow.
All right, baby.
This is piano bar time.
Let's do
And
it.
that means for all you people out there, you know what this means. Get something mellow, somewhat mellow, something, turn off your news, whatever, and just enjoy. Just get cool.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
Beautiful. Absolutely beautiful.
Thank you very much.
So,
Just TCB, baby.
TCB, baby. So, did you, all right, to play this, whenever I watch people play keyboards, I crack up laughing and I'm thinking, they all look the same to me.
Mm-hmm.
So how do you remember, like, listen, how do you know it's that one and not that one? Just doing it so long, huh?
Doing it so long, it's kind of like you got to feel in your body the spaces between the notes and the spaces between the rhythms, and understand a little bit about how the setup goes in terms of technically where it how everything works together, the structure, let's say.
Okay.
So it's like that the neck bone's connected to the thigh bone or whatever the hell is connected to.
Yeah, right.
But that's not. But you know what I'm saying.
Yeah.
And you sort of get the feel for how the thing is set up. So you're kind of merging that with the feeling in the heart, but basically it's all got to come out through your fingers. So that means it's working at it until that kind of happens. I've been blessed with the ability to just hear something, remember it, and play it in whatever key you want. So it's just one of these things that I have. It's not. I can't say that a lot of it is something that I've been taught. It's just something that's come out in my genes, I guess.
Amazing. It's
Yeah.
amazing, man.
So yeah.
So, how many years have you been playing?
Well, how old am I now?
How old are you? That's where I was going with this, because a lot of people don't like
Well,
to. What? How
no,
old are
that's
you?
I got no state
Okay,
secrets
good.
here. I've been
How
born-
old are you?
I was born in 1950. I'm 71.
So I didn't ask you your age prior to this. Let
That's
everybody
better, right?
know that. You just shocked me.
Yeah, well, there I am. And like I said, I put a picture of myself and wonderful singer Perry Martin, and we're both smiling. We're smiling and we're smiling. We're looking at each other, the selfie, and people saying, "Oh, you look marvelous." And I said, "Look, when you do what you love
That's right.
with great people, this is how you look,"
It's amazing.
and that's what it is.
It's amazing.
I was able to put enough years in to quit the day job 5 years ago, and now this full steam ahead. This is what I do.
So you want to give us a little mini concert here?
Oh, I don't know. I guess I could. I'll do a few tunes.
There you go.
It's too bad we don't have call-in requests. I would.
I know.
I found my thrill. Oh, Blueberry Hill. Waiting for Jerry to get up and do the hoochie coochie dance. Oh, Blueberry Hill. When I found you, the moon stood still. Oh, Blueberry Hill. And lingered until my dreams came true. The wind in the willows play love's sweet melody. But all of those vows we made, oh, they were never to be. Though we're apart, you're part of me still. For you were my thrill on Blueberry Hill. I had, folk music also, but I remember some old Burl Ives records. But I think my most favoritist record when I was a little kid, most favoritist?
Favoritist, I love
Most
it.
favoritist. They used to have these 78 albums.
Yes.
Okay, and I remember Beethoven's Seventh Symphony, and it is like the most dancingest thing you ever wanted to hear, and it just got under my bones. And I would listen to that. I would watch the grooves like this, the 78s, and you know how it starts on the outside. Little kid, the brain thinks, right? And it goes like this on the outside, and then you see it goes on the inside to the label. I'm saying to myself, if it goes inside, how does it jump back out to the outside and start coming around again? The things that
right.
a little
Absolutely.
2-year-old thinks about.
Absolutely.
But I used to. Did I love that? There were a few symphonies like that, and I remember Julius LaRose, Campari. They had a picture of him on the label. That was great. And if I could. And then somewhere around 10 years old, my 10th birthday, I was given a transistor radio. And right before that, I was fooling around in my parents' bedroom. They had like a table radio,
Okay,
and,
yes.
And some reason I was fooling around with it, and I tuned it to 1050, which at that time was WMGM, the rock and roll station. And my first hit of rock and roll. And this is you'll love this. So one of the first records I heard, sorry about that.
Yep.
One of the first records I heard was, it was a song called Pretty Little Angel Eyes
Yep.
by Curtis Lee.
Yep.
And it starts off with the bass man, Pretty Little Angel Eyes. And then they double and triple track Arthur Crier's voice, the bass man singing that. And I ran out to the Gramway in Paramus, and my first record I ever bought, my first 45. And then back in the
Ruben,
90s.
excuse me 1 second, Ruben.
Yeah.
We can hear them talking out there, by the way.
Oh, that's a me.
Why?
What's going on? Will? Oh.
Okay, gotcha.
As,
So continue.
Yeah. As Phil Shapp, the great late jazz disc jockey on WKCR, said, "Welcome to the home of technical difficulties." WKCR.
Okay.
Anyway, yeah. So we wound up. I said the story about Lillian Leach and the Mellows.
Yeah.
We wound up working together, and he was my door into the world of doo-wop. And then we did a CD together called The Voices of Doo-wop, which the Morrisania Review, where he collected various people. And from there we did a National Geographic TV show, which was going to come out. And I said, the TV show's coming out, we got to do a CD. And so that's how that came about. And people still have collectors. We printed it
Yeah.
ourselves.
Yeah.
We did it ourselves, and then I think Collectibles wound up, reissuing it. But the original was called The Legendary Morrisania Review, and had Arthur Crier and Gene Tompkins, Bobby Mansfield, what a sweetheart, Dean Barlow, Lillian Leach, Sammy Fain, and Champ, Waldo Champion, who and between us we had one hell of a beautiful, mellow, big blend, and it was great, for as long as it could last. But the point is, here I am, a little pisher. I'm 10 years old. I run out to get my first 45, and it was
Record.
Arthur Crier, and then we wound up doing. He was the guy that got me into the world of doo-wop, and we wound up working together doing a CD. And then I played at his funeral. And
But think about that. Is
Yeah.
that amazing or what?
I'm telling you, it's a story. It's a story.
Okay.
Yeah, and I I still try to stay in touch with his family. I mean, it's a beautiful thing. I know it. It's sometimes it's like like your thing. Where you wind up writing this book and you do the show. You don't know when
You're right.
when things happen, the connection. There's a big, like a rainbow of events
right.
over your head. You don't see it until it lands somewhere else. And then you come back and say, oh,
Yes.
so that's because that happened, then that happened, then that happened. And you don't think about these things, but yeah.
I have a silly story. I have to share it.
Yeah, go.
Okay. So Elvis, of course, everyone that knows me knows I'm like one of the biggest Elvis fans, okay? I still have his ticket framed. I never made the concert. He died right before that. I was 16.
Oh.
So anyway, I got to interview his nurse, Marion. She's 95 now.
Really?
And I spoke to her yesterday, and she's still doing great. I love her. And I got a hello from Priscilla. We were supposed to meet at this concert through this pandemic, but I'm hoping that still may happen. So having said that, I do a lot of different shows. I'm on 5 networks, so I do some days.
Count them, 5.
Some days 3 shows. So I was getting a little tired, and I said I need to take a break. True story. So in my one big calendar book for radio shows, in pencil, I X'd out an entire week in August. And I wrote, unless Elvis calls, LOL, meaning I'm not going to do any shows.
Yeah.
I get a call from this manager. She is the manager of Elvis Aaron Presley Jr. This is what this man goes by. He's my age. He was born in 61. And the funny thing about this is I've known about him for years. He's been on Howard Stern. He's been on National Enquirer. He's traveled all over the world, award-winning singer. Looks like a 60-year-old Elvis, sounds like him.
Really?
But I always said, I better not touch this with a 10-foot pole. I didn't want to I didn't know, and I didn't want to disrespect Presley Enterprises because of my connection. And I was also interviewed by George Klein at Graceland. So I didn't want to, long story short, I get this call from her and I say to her, I'm not sure about this, She says, what if I can send you proof? Long story short, she sends me court documents stating he was legally granted the name Elvis Aaron Presley Jr. by his father.
Yeah, yeah.
So having said that.
You got that call on the week that you said...
That's right. I got that call 4 weeks before, but I had no openings. So I wasn't going to take any more shows.
Yeah.
And that would have been the only week I could have done the show.
Yeah, all right.
Okay? So
Yep.
I cracked up laughing. Of course, I did the interview, and I wrote in pencil, Elvis called.
Oh, I love it.
Is that crazy?
I love it. I love it.
Okay?
Yeah.
So things like this happen, right?
They do. And it just tells you that things are connected and energy is connected and people are connected and energy doesn't fool around. There's no BS there. It's that's for did I just put the microphone in front of my face? I shouldn't have done that.
You're fine.
I'm trying.
Listen,
My man over here, Ruben.
you could do this. You could do this.
I don't want to mess you all up here.
He's so funny.
I'm sorry. I don't touch the microphone.
Listen, Ruben does an amazing job behind the scenes. He's incredible. He's one of the owners of Hamilton Radio.
Yeah.
But he's doing more excellent today because it's you.
Oh my God. Well, I should have known to keep my hands off the. I did it. I did one show as a backup in a backup band at Radio City for a doo-wop show, and it's a strict union establishment there, and they said don't touch the equipment, don't touch anything. If you want something to be moved, you tell the stage manager. So it's because they're getting paid by everything, so. They set me in front of these 2 keyboards, and I, could have used it 6 inches this way and maybe moved the other way. So I said to the guy, I said to the stage manager, you think you could please move this in about 6 inches? He goes, we have a move! And he writes, we have a move! And they come over, and he writes on the clipboard exactly what's moved, and then and the guy comes over, and he moves it, and I said, well, maybe about 3 inches this way, maybe more. We have a move! We have a move. Write it down.
I love it.
So I'm not going to touch it, no touch of the mic.
That reminds me of the night that I got to meet you and you were performing and they were doing some stuff with the sound before. You're all on the stage. It was incredible.
Yeah.
Messing around and goofing around and just being real until the sound, and that's when I made Ruben run up with the card for
Let
you.
me give the plug while you're saying that.
Yes.
Memories Music, LLC. Jim Durkin, look him up. Memories Music, that was the band, and I'm the musical director for it. And I thank Jim for the opportunity. And Jim is also the music director for Led East. So Jim Durkin, Memories Music, and thank you.
So Jim Durkin, man, listen, I love him, and he set me up with a lot of different things. And
Good.
what he did for me being there was incredible. He let me run around like a nut job and give cards and take photos where I shouldn't have been taking photos, and he was just awesome. So thank you, Jim.
Yeah. Thank you, Jim. And lady who was supposed to be with me on the show,
Yes.
Crystal Spivey.
Oh,
We're
yes.
sorry you couldn't make it today. Not feeling well, but try to, hopefully for another time there. But
Yes,
thank
Crystal.
you.
Oh, love you, girl.
Great voice, beautiful. One of our judges that led East on the a cappella show. Now you know how hard it is to get someone to be a judge on an a cappella contest. They asked 1 million singers, and all of them said no way.
Is it because they felt they couldn't have done it justice?
Because they're afraid if they say yes to one person, no to another person, or they rank someone, they're going to get killed by the compatriots. So nobody. We wound up getting myself, who, mostly musician, keyboard, and Crystal, who has sung in doo-wop groups, and also a lot of other things, jazz and blues and gospel, but not directly involved. And the third guy was somebody who was a bass player who is retired from being a bass player. This guy was Gary DiStefano, was Tossin and Turney. Remember that record?
Oh,
Tossin
heck
and
yeah.
Turney? Okay. He was 13 years old. He was taking lessons on the upright bass. And his teacher says, "Hey, you want to try doing a recording session?" And he says, "Oh, okay." And you know how grooving that record is. That was his first record.
Wait,
that
he
did.
was 13?
13 on an upright bass doing it, yeah.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, well,
That's
no,
pretty
I didn't
cool.
know it is. So think about it, right?
Wow,
So-
that's pretty cool.
So he did a whole thing for years and years and years, playing with tons of people, but for whatever reason, arthritis, whatever it was, he just kind of got out of it. So, so those were the three judges that we had. They all knew music, but they weren't in doo-wop singers because everyone else was afraid to do it.
Oh my gosh.
That's stuff you don't think about, right?
Listen, that's stuff I never think about.
Like if somebody called you
Yes.
to be a judge on a radio broadcasters contest,
I would do it.
you
But
would.
I would never think twice about, I would do it and I would be honest. I'm sorry.
All right.
Heck yeah. I'm not that person and I don't even think of these things. I've been informed over the past few years with all these incredible entertainers I've interviewed about what really went on back then.
Yeah.
I had no clue.
Well, yeah. So it's stuff that anyway. It's as I like to call it, the glamour of showbiz.
That's so funny. But I would definitely, listen, have that contest I
Yeah.
would definitely judge.
Yeah. All right. So what is the next thing that you're doing besides you got 5 radio things?
Yeah.
You got a book. Talk to the people. What else is happening?
So, okay.
Come on.
So, I'm actually contemplating doing this. I want to write a screenplay for it.
For the book.
Yes.
Okay. Good.
That's what I have not started it. I've been thinking about it for about a year. Mm-hmm. And I'm going to give it a shot, I believe.
Oh, good.
Okay?
Good.
So,
Good.
I'm going to share something, guys. All right, you know what? I'm going to read a poem out of my book.
Go for it.
Since I'm now on your
Go
platform,
for it.
why not,
you
baby?
Go for it. You mind if I give you like a little accompaniment music
I would
underneath?
love it. Okay, listen. All right, my last one.
Go for it. What's the name of the poem?
So, this book I wrote in 2016, and there were only like 50, 60 pages in it. And then I revised it, and now there are
Yeah, you've been feeding
hundreds.
it. You've been feeding it.
245. Yep.
It keeps, yeah.
Everything that's happened over the last 5 years.
Good.
So, all right. I want to read. Hold on one second, guys. Sorry. I wasn't planning on doing this, but since Hal's making me famous, I'm going to do it, baby.
He made me do
I'm gonna
it. He made me
it.
do it.
Okay. It's called Change Your Choice. Okay, we have to start looking at addiction differently, guys. I'm going to share some things with you. And yes, I've been all over the world, including Russia in the 80s when it was communist and had guns pointed at me, through Lenox Hill Hospital on health tours. I've been everywhere. The things I'm going to say are not my opinions. The things I'm going to say, they don't like being put out there, but I'm going to say it anyway. Addiction is not a disease. It's a dis-ease of the brain cells while using. And within 1 year, I'm also a nutritional health coach. Within 1 year, you can heal all your brain cells. Okay? So change your choice. Here we go. I had a life-changing moment that I knew had to be. The only way to change things was to first start with me. So I looked in the mirror and woke up one day and thought to myself I needed to pray. So I asked God to change me, to help me stay strong, to clean up my mess, to right what's been wrong. I cleaned up my diet, I cleaned up my room, I cleaned up all habits with this old dirty broom. I kept going forward and never looked back. I refused to derail, stayed on the right track. I realized my worth and all that did matter through my selfish behavior, the lives I had shattered. I finally decided at 30 years old to stop abusing my body, my mind, heart, and soul. My life-changing choice that I had once made, it's now 30 years, guys, my debt has been paid. So you read all my thoughts on how to stay clean. It's all or nothing, my friend, there's no in between. To live or to die is a choice you must make. Your life is not worthless and you're not a mistake. One day at a time is a slogan you've heard. It works if you work it while applying His word. For you to get healthy, for your mind not to fail, escaping reality will keep you in jail. With addictive behavior, sex, drugs, food, or money, substituting addictions, now isn't that funny? I'm not an addict, this too shall pass. I'm not an addict, I'm just an ass. But again, at least today I'm a smart ass and not a dumb ass, baby. So that's what I'm planning on doing.
Change your choice.
That's right.
That's right. That's right. Change your choice.
So
I do a lot of learning about energy and about life through my friends at Body and Brain Yoga.
yeah,
And it's one of the things they say. Change starts with your choice.
that's right.
And it's all just about being more of yourself. And the possibilities are limitless.
Limitless is right.
Because you think we stay alive just because we got a heart and we got bones? No, there's energy, and a lot of it is the inspiration that comes from all around, and so what you're doing is you're tuning in. You're tuning in. It's great.
I have to. I feel like God saved my life, and now I have to give back, and I have to share, and I have to help others, know their purpose.
Yeah. Well, this is fantastic.
So
Yeah. Well, and you're communicating not for reasons of self-aggrandizement or anything, just because it's something that you have to do.
yes.
You got to do it.
Yes.
I get it. Yeah.
I've put myself in a lot of dangerous situations to help others, and that's okay. It wasn't my time to go, but here we are today. And you know what's really cool? Through it all, even with what I started with the book and with the addiction, and I interview authors, I interview everyone, up and coming, legends, whatever. I interview everyone, okay? Just to give everyone a platform. But who would have thought that I would be interviewing these incredible, legendary icons that I listened to growing up most of my life? Is that amazing or what?
Yeah.
I mean, what a gift.
Yeah. And so the more you give, the more you get.
Yeah.
And it's like a river. You keep flowing through, and more stuff comes in.
It's just crazy.
Yeah. Yeah. It's beautiful.
It's a beautiful thing, baby.
Yeah, it sure is. Sure is. Yeah.
So what's coming up for you? What's going on?
What's going on? What's going on? Well, like I said, Saturday, all you all come out to South Orange, New Jersey, from 3 to 5 for a free Hal's Piano Lounge in the band shell by the South Orange train station on Sloane Street, and it's free. Come bring your picnics, bring your BYO, whatever you want to bring. And and do that. So that's my immediate thing happening, and then after that, I'm going to be just keep on. I'm resetting up my recording studio, which I've had in about 4 or 5 locations, and I'm about to reset that up a little bit and try to just do it to create music that's in my own mind, which is important.
So wait, I have a question about that, so I don't forget. So where is it now, your recording studio?
In the storage area.
So you're going to set it up.
I'm going to set it up
Okay.
probably in our own home.
Okay, good.
And I have got a million melodies and
And
sounds.
you're
and things.
writing?
Yeah.
Okay.
And I want to start to make them like you did. You had an idea. You wrote a book. Now you're thinking about making a play or a movie or something out of it. And the idea is a kernel and it's growing. And I've got all these ideas that I've had. They just sort of. And I said, yeah, that's a nice melody. I always wake up with a melody every morning. There's something going in my head. It's something I've never thought about before. It's coming out of somewhere. It's coming out of some deeper.
That's so cool.
Every morning, and then I forget about him because you got John Terlizzi on the line.
You
Look
know
at that.
John?
Well, yeah. Well, Facebook.
Let's say hello.
Yeah.
John,
Jerry?
you are on air with me and
Twice.
Hal Keshner.
Twice. You're on the Geri Petito Show, the Jersey Jewel, and Hal's Piano Lounge on Facebook. You're on both of them.
Live.
Live,
Say
baby.
hi to everybody.
Hello, everybody.
We saw you on the phone, and I was like, it's John.
Yeah, there you go.
Jerry, now I'm famous.
You're famous.
Now you're
John
famous.
Terlizzi, everybody.
Yay!
Who do you got on?
Listen, Hal Keshner. He's here.
Oh,
Yes.
he plays the keyboard?
Yes.
Yeah, that's the guy. Yeah.
That's the
Oh,
guy.
yeah.
Yeah.
I love it. Yeah.
Oh, thank you, thank you.
You play with the Brooklyn Bridge?
I've been on shows with the Brooklyn Bridge, but I've never played in the Brooklyn Bridge.
Oh, okay.
Do you have a request? He'll play it for you.
Or I'll try to.
We'll try to.
Let me see. Something that you could play. Let me see.
If I can remember the words. I mean,
Do you know
what it means to miss New Orleans?
In the Still of the Night, 5 Satins?
Yeah, I know several in the Stills of the Night. There's
Five Satins?
Here
we go.
You got to sing along, John.
For you, John.
You got to sing. Shoo-doo-be-doo. What?
What?
I sound like Andy Devine.
That's fine. Yeah, come up to the microphone
All
here.
right, come on. You sing. He's going to play.
Shoo-be-doo. What I used to sing in high school. Shut up and shove it up. Shoo-doo, shoo-be-doo. Shoo-doo-be-shoo-be-doo. Shoo-doo-be-doo. In this thing. No, keep going. Hold you tight. I love you so. Promise I'll never let you go in the still of the night. In the still of the night.
That's the number one oldie of all time.
Oh yeah, I remember. Those guys are from New Haven, right?
Jerry, do you know that was recorded in the church in the basement?
Yeah, in New Haven.
No.
New Haven, Connecticut.
Yes, in Connecticut.
Yes.
Yep, that's my mom's hometown.
How about that?
I remember.
I'll send you the thing about that on YouTube.
Okay,
Yeah.
thank you, John.
Yeah.
Everybody, John Terlizzi, we love
Hey.
him. He keeps us all famous, baby. Thank you, John.
Okay.
All right,
I'll
honey.
See you later.
Bye.
Adios, amigos. See, we did get a call in. You said we couldn't get
Here we
call
got a
in.
call, baby. Okay. Oh,
I
that's
love
so
it.
funny.
I love it.
That's great.
Yeah. All right.
So-
Well.
Come on, play something.
John and June. I've been working on this tune just because I like it. It's an old blues tune, but
All right,
I
we
just
love
like
blues,
it.
though.
Down in Georgia, there's a dance they do. It's so easy, let me teach it to you. You guys called Shake That Thing. Shake that thing. I'm getting sick and tired of telling you how to shake that thing. You put your right foot forward, your left foot back. Stick out your tuchus and you give it a smack. And shake that thing. Shake that thing. I'm getting sick and tired of telling you how to shake that thing. Grandpa Johnson, Sister Kate, they shake it like a jelly on the plate. Come on and shake that thing. Yeah, shake that thing. I'm getting sick and tired of telling you how to shake that thing. I said now old folks do it, young folks too. Old folks tell the young folks just what to do. Then shake that thing. Shake that thing. I'm getting sick and tired of telling you how to shake that thing. You can shake it slow, you can shake it fast. All you gotta do is shake it with class. I said shake that thing. Yeah, shake that thing. I'm getting sick and tired of telling you how to shake that thing. I'm getting sick and tired. Shake that thing. Shake that thing.
You crack me up. I swear you do.
Good.
You're so incredible.
Did I do the Fats Domino thing yet?
I don't remember.
I can't remember.
I can't remember either.
No, that was a sound check, right?
Oh yeah, let's do it.
I found my thrill on Blueberry Hill, on Blueberry Hill. When I found you, the moon stood still on Blueberry Hill, on Blueberry Hill. When my dreams came true, the wind and the willows played love sweet melody. But all of those vows we made, never to be, though we're apart, you're part of me still. For you were my thrill on Blueberry Hill. The wind and the willows played. Come on, love sweet melody. Sing it, baby. But all of those vows we made were never to be. Though we're apart, you're part of me still. For you were my thrill on Blueberry Hill. Ba-ba-doo-ba-doo-ba-doo-ba-ba.
Local baby, right here on the Geri Petito Show. Hal
Yeah,
Keshner, baby.
yeah. The Geri Petito Show, the Jersey Jew.
Oh my gosh, he's making me famous here
Yeah,
today,
I'm
man.
making you famous. You making me
No,
famous.
you're making me famous, baby.
right, all right.
How you doing?
I'm doing good. How you
Okay,
doing?
good.
I'm doing good.
So, all right, I have another question for you.
Yeah, all right then.
Was there anyone that you wish you could have met, like really wished you could have met that you weren't able to?
In his prime, I would have loved to met Jerry Lee Lewis.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think he's socializing too much these days. He had a stroke, or a couple,
Right.
or whatever. But I would have loved to have met him. He probably wouldn't have had time to talk to me, but
You never know, baby.
you never know. But yeah, he was legendary for being late for shows. Legendary.
For being late.
Late for being late, like it was showtime, and there'd be a show in in the Northeast, and at showtime he'd be getting onto his plane in Tennessee and flying up. And it's like, okay, and people were tearing up the place and rioting and stuff. It was like, okay.
And they waited.
Well, they by the time they were there, the place was a wreck. They rioted, they walked out, whatever. They were dissatisfied.
Oh,
but,
my
Oh yeah,
gosh.
but I don't know why you do that. But yeah, but I would have loved to have met him anyway because he could he had a natural groove that just inspired me. Oh gosh, I would have loved to have met Fats Waller.
Okay.
I would have loved to have met Louis Armstrong. I went to his house.
You did?
Oh, his house is. You can go to his house.
Oh, I didn't know that.
It's in Corona, Queens. It's a museum, the Louis Armstrong House. His wife, at the time, she was a dancer. She had her own money because she was successful as a dancer in showbiz. So he was on the road, and she found a house that was in Corona, Queens, halfway between LaGuardia and Kennedy, which at that time was Idlewild Airport.
Okay.
So she said, "That's where I'm gonna get our house right there, so we can go either one." And so then she went out to it. She said, "Honey, I just bought a house. I put down the down payment. You got to take care of the rest." And he said, "Okay." But it's a museum there. They put concerts on, and he was friendly with you. He'd sit on the stoop with the kids and everything. And towards the end, he had a stair lift because his heart went bad, and he had a stair lift that went up. He hated to use it, but he had the house was in Life magazine. It was legendary. He had mirrors and gold and all kinds of. So he had a study. His study, okay, was his study was like his little man cave, and he had his little liquor cabinet where the Tullamore Dew was in there, and that was his favorite of choice. And anyway, he had a reel-to-reel tape recorder, which at the time that was snazzy, hot stuff, and he tape recorded everything. He had hours and hours and hours and hours of him just talking with his friends and playing along with his own records. Like the record, he'd have a trumpet solo, he'd be playing with himself on the tape. There's one legendary one where he left it on. He had been doing a little bit of that with his friends, and his wife came up, and he was there, and he was like, "Okay, let's go. I'm ready." And there's an hour and a half of them arguing about why she's not in the mood. Filled with curses and everything, and it's somewhere in that library, the Louis Armstrong library. But supposedly it's hysterical. But
That's so great.
But you could go to the Louis Armstrong house.
I didn't know that it was
well,
there.
since COVID, it was probably closed. But I
Okay.
think now we're probably back.
Okay.
But I recommend it to anyone who loves music and
Yeah, sure.
thinks about Louis as a fantastic person. Go on down and check it out. It's cool. Yeah.
So, your fans are listening,
Uh-oh.
okay?
Yep.
If you could say anything to them for inspiration, and you can say it fun, joking, be yourself, what would you say to them?
Be good to yourself. Everyone's always going to find a way to stumble. Just be good to yourself. Give yourself one of these. This is the exercise, a good exercise. You take your hand, reach up like that, come around like that, and pat your back.
I love that.
It's good exercise.
That is so cool. Okay, I'm going to use that, okay?
Anytime.
I'm gonna use it.
10%.
I will give you 10% because here's why. I love that. All right, I tell everyone, like especially young artists, okay?
Yeah.
I'll say to them, and they are incredible artists, and I'll say to them, when you hear your music, do you think you're incredible? And a lot of them are afraid to say, yes, I'm incredible. They think it's bragging. It's not. Okay, if we can look at someone else and say, you're incredible, regardless of the gift, right? The talent. We should be able to do that about ourselves because we're not bragging or boasting. We have confidence in what we're doing, and we were all given a gift, and it's our job to find that gift and share it with the world. And what you just said is so perfect, and I'm going to use it.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Use it until it wears out.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm going to use it for people.
Yeah,
Yeah.
good.
Young people need to know that they're worth it, and they're incredible.
Yep, I want to give a shout out to my friend Clyde Frazier out there, who organized a program called Harlem Got Talent. I used to go out there before COVID, and basically it wasn't like we were teaching anyone to play instruments like virtuosos. We just had instruments there and they could play, and we just enjoyed being able to bang on a set of drums or just have some rhythm games, or just do something with music, or learn a couple of notes on the keys with these little cheapo keyboards that people were so nice and gave donations and such. And we're hoping to do it again, but where was I going with that? Oh yeah, just that. People would come out of there feeling that there was just a little better. We have snacks and whatnot. Somebody took the time.
That's right.
Right. Somebody took the time
That's
to
right.
to let them do something that was fun, and there was no competition. There was no you're good, you're bad, or anything
Right.
like that. It just you got to do that sometimes.
You have to do that a lot.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
People got to play. They got to remember that they can play. Yeah.
That's so cool.
Yeah. Well, so you got the screenplay coming up. Okay.
Well, I'm going to start it.
Look, right now you got the ideas that are kicking around your head.
Yes.
And then one of the things is, you start to do table reads. You get your friends together and call me, right? I'll sit there.
Heck yeah, baby.
And you read it, and then people, you get a couple actors, they read it, and then you say, well, you get the critique. You say, it could be, whatever. I got a few directors for you if you need them. Yeah.
Yes.
Yep. And I'm doing children's theater every Monday night with this fantastic the JCC and Tenafly, and there's a great team of really wonderful talent there, and but the whole idea is you just get the idea into some kind of form,
Yes.
right, and then it'll start to take, and then what'll happen is the idea will start to talk to you. It'll become its own voice. It'll be like another person saying, oh yeah, well we could do this with it, we could do that, and you'll be going in unexpected, as long as you're open to it. You'll be going unexpected
Very
directions.
open to it. Are you
And,
kidding me?
I'm saying your brain, you say, well, it has to be this
No,
way.
no.
But then, after a while, it's like, wait a minute, it could take a left turn here. Yeah, it
Yes.
could be all right.
I'm completely right-brained. I have no left brain in me. Okay,
right,
I am
all right,
artistic. I went to art school. I'm a poet, right? All that. Yeah, no logical stuff. Keep it. So I have no problem going in 5 different directions until it's perfect.
Yeah.
Yep.
And you'll never know when it's perfect. But I mean, you just keep at it until you feel it. Fellini, the great Italian movie director, he would say, when he's sick and tired of editing something for one more second, he knows it's done.
Yeah.
And so.
Oh my gosh, that's great.
It takes a while to get there,
You know?
Yeah.
That's great.
Yeah.
So tell us about your songwriting. Come on, you're going to be
My
messing with it.
songwriting, oh my gosh. Well, I got a lot of things that are. I had a couple of things that were semi semi-commercial, I guess you
Okay.
could say. Back back in the '80s, I had a tune that I wrote. I said, "Everyone's done Christmas songs. Nobody's done a Hanukkah song." So I did an '80s rap song, rap version song called "Happy Hanukkah, Veronica."
Can you do it?
Well, no, I can't do it, but it's on YouTube. Anyone
Oh, it's
can
on
find
YouTube?
it.
Okay.
It's there. I can't do it justice.
Okay.
But I swear that Adam Sandler must have heard it when it was on the Z100 Zoo, because the next year he came out with his song.
Oh, wow.
I'll never prove it. I'll never be able to prove it.
It's kind of a compliment, though.
Yeah, I guess so. But yeah, but it was we had a couple of people that were friends that went out and promoted it. We got on the Z100 Zoo, which was great, and they did it for like 2 weeks, and a couple of write-ups, this and that. But I'm one guy. I don't know from nothing. I don't know.
Very cool, though.
Yeah.
But I can say
it's still
this
out there.
about you to you, all right?
Go ahead.
Because I was that night at Letty's, because I had Ruben, one of the owners of Hamilton, who's doing our scenes back here. He came with me, so we came just for the nights, the 3 nights, right? And that particular night, I was so happy. We ended up with a front row seats, front and center. The other 2 nights, we were like 3 and 4 rows back.
Okay.
So your night, we were front and center. I was on cloud 9. I'm watching the audience watch you. They were going crazy.
Really?
No, I'm not kidding you. Okay?
See, I have no idea.
That's right.
It's all dark out there.
And
I
you
know
can
nothing.
ask Ruben. I
know
I
nothing.
don't say anything that is not true, and I'm giving you my word, my mouth to God's ears. Everyone was going
Talk.
crazy.
This is good.
So that's why I flipped out, and I
She's
was
just
like,
kissing up.
and that's why I was flipping out, and I was like, "You got to get in my car. You got to get in my car. This is craziness. You're incredible on stage, like
thank you.
ridiculous, okay? And you make everybody laugh and giggle and smile and happy." And
Oh, you know what happened? I remember what happened. Okay, so the band before us, Jersey Sound, great band, but they had a lot of keyboards, and they had to get them off, and we had to get
Yes.
George Tuzio's keyboard on. And so Alan David Stein, the MC, I said, we got to kill some time here. And he's like,
Yes.
and he kept looking back at me like, no. Keep going. So, and then he's running out of stuff. He's like, he's a big trivia guy. Oh, you remember this year and that happened? He's good on that. And he's starting to, gas tank's getting down to about a quarter there. And then he remembers that we had done this shtick where,
Yes.
he says,
That's great.
Hal, this TV theme, that TV. So I'm like, okay, yeah. So someone yells out Route 66.
Yes.
And yes,
People were yelling it
Yeah.
from the audience, and he was playing every single one of them.
right. That's it. So I was swatting them down. They're throwing it and swatting them down.
They were throwing them out, and you were just doing them.
Yeah,
We're
yeah.
sitting there going, everybody in the front row going, how can he do that?
Yeah.
This is not, they didn't practice this. He didn't even know this was going to happen.
I tried to.
Shout out to George. Come on, George Tuzio. Come on.
George. Now I'll tell you a story about
Tell
that.
us. Because I'm going to be interviewing George, and we were hoping he could have come today.
Okay,
but he
so
couldn't.
George.
Yep.
George Tuzio and I both went to Paramus High School. Both graduated '68. We were both in bands, different bands. Although I left the band, he filled my slot. But he was in a band called The Cure, and I was in the Renegades. And their slogan was "The Cure Wales." That was they had signs and stuff. Anyway, he was the keyboard for them. I was the keyboard for the Renegades. And then we both, separate ways, decades. And he was selling pianos and stuff, and I was doing other things. And he went on the road a lot with all kinds of 50s acts. Jay and the
Jay
Americans.
and
that's
the
his,
Americans,
that's his
baby.
Yeah, he's a music director for them. And so what happened was Memories Music uses 2 keyboards. They use myself and Murray Weinstock, who's a legendary keyboard player, was with Kenny Vance and did the Welcome Back Kotter, the piano for that. And now he was out with a Loving Spoonful, I think, doing some stuff. He couldn't make the date. So I said, call George. So George was, like I say, we had never played on the same stage together at all. We had one rehearsal, and then this was like the thrill of a lifetime. It was like, you talk about things coming full circle. Right, okay. So he was up, this was a Sunday night. Friday and Saturday, he was in New Hampshire with Jay and the Americans, and drove down, didn't even get to the sound check because he was just, he was coming down the road doing his thing. And so, and when the show started, and I said, look, I'll do the piano stuff, you do all the fancy stuff. And he had a couple of keyboards, they're doing the strings and the vibes and whatever. And we're looking at each other like, wow, we both were feeling it. We're both feeling it. It was like, oh yeah, this is effing great. And so
well, Jim Durkin, another shout out to him, because this is what happened with George.
Yeah.
So by the time you guys got off, he was gone. And I'm like, what? I wanted to give him a card. I wanted to talk to him. I wanted to hug him. What happened? So Jim heard me. Next thing I know, Jim is going, get over here, Jer. Come here. Hurry up. Hurry up. So I go down. He got him. He brought him in. He had his black leather jacket on. He was leaving. He made him come back in. He's like, you got to meet Jerry. You got to meet her. And so that was, so I'll let really, that was cool of Jim to do that. He didn't have to do that.
Lovely, yeah.
So that was cool.
Making that connection.
But you guys got to be on stage. I mean, how amazing, right?
It was terrific. I'm telling you, it was fantastic.
So, guys, we're coming to the close of the show pretty soon. This time flew, okay? We've been on since like 4:30. Look, it's almost 6 p.m. There you go.
Jeri.
No, Geri. He just spelled my...
No, wait.
Oh.
Try it again. GERIPETITEO. Time to go.
So, listen, we have a few more minutes. I'm going to give you the floor for 5 minutes. Whatever else you want to tell everyone, we'll have you play another song before we close. I want to say thank you to everyone out there listening. I want to say thank you. Tell everyone the name of your thing.
Oh, yeah, my thing is Hal's Piano Lounge, and it's just on my, you look out for Hal Keshner. That's spelled Keshner. There's no other letters in there. Keshner, HAL, Keshner. And on Facebook is a public show, and I have all my old shows on my page, so you can go look at stuff that I did years ago, walking around the desert all the way through. I just did a thing on the dock in New Bedford, Massachusetts, where I'm singing. I cover the waterfront with the boats back of me and stuff. After the doo-wop show, but they're all there, and I'll send out a notice. If you send me a friend request, I'll send you a notice when I'm going to be going live. You'll see all this stuff happening. And it's called Hal's Piano Lounge, and it's on Hal Keshner page.
So Hal's Piano
on
Lounge.
Facebook.
I'm on today. He's making me famous. Right, guys? Thank you.
Thank you
very
and
much.
I am on
Geri Petito Show.
Yeah, that's right.
Woo!
That's right.
So, guys, I want to thank everybody for tuning in, for listening, for John Terlizzi for calling. Right, that was pretty cool. Guys, do me a favor. Go to the Geri Petito Show YouTube channel. Please subscribe to that. Please share this show. It's already on Facebook, on our podcast, and it's already live on Facebook for the Piano Lounge, baby.
Yeah, baby.
I want to thank you, first of all, more than anything, for honoring me with this.
Thank
live.
You.
Are you kidding me?
Oh, my
Studio,
God. I'll come back anytime.
This is, well, honey, we're holding you to that, okay?
Good.
We're holding you to that.
Good. Not far right.
So, anything else you want to share with everyone, and then play us a tune?
My final words are goodbye, 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 goodbye. I'm on with Geri. We had a great time, and now it's time to go away. everybody.
Take us out, Ruben.
Ladies and gentlemen, Geri Petito.
I'm not an addict, I'm just an ass. And in time this too shall pass. I'm not an addict, I'm just an ass. Geri Petito taught the class. I'm not an addict, I'm just an ass. Loves the answer, the greener grass. I'm not an addict, I'm just an ass. One day at a time, free at last.
When you don't know just what to do.
Just what to do, just what to do.
If what you're feeling is really true.
Is it really true? Is it really true?
Just keep your ideas safe and sound.
Safe and sound, safe and sound.
That's exactly how change is found.
Change is found, change is found. I'm not an addict, I'm just an ass. And in time this too shall pass. I'm not an addict, I'm just an ass. Geri Petito taught the class. I'm not an addict, I'm just an ass. Loves the answer, the greener grass. I'm not an addict, I'm just an ass. One day at a time, free at last.